Your peace is too precious to be given away to those who don't value it. Unknown. Hey there. Welcome back to Motivation Dose. Let's get real for a minute. Ever notice how some people just love to test your boundaries? They interrupt, make those passive-aggressive comments, or act like your time and feelings are optional menu items. And society expects us to just smile and take it. Not today. If you're done putting up with people who don't respect you, this video is exactly what you need. Today, I'm breaking down 5 powerful ways to handle disrespect without losing your cool and without sacrificing your self-respect. So let's dive right in. 1. Master the silent stare. Let's start with one of my favorite techniques, the silent stare. Now, you might be thinking, really? Just staring? Yes, and trust me, it works wonders. When someone is being openly disrespectful, nothing throws them off more than a calm, steady gaze. Why? Because people who disrespect others are usually fishing for a reaction. They want you to get flustered, maybe even snap back. They're trying to drag you into their drama. But when you just look at them, no words, no expressions, the power dynamic completely shifts. There's something deeply unsettling about not getting the reaction they expected. Let me share a quick example. I was in a meeting where this one person kept talking over me, cutting me off like it was his mission in life. You know the type. Loud, overconfident, thinking everyone's there to hear his wisdom. After several interruptions, I simply leaned back, crossed my arms, and held his gaze. No blinking, no expression, just a steady look for about 5 seconds. The result? He got uncomfortable, stumbled over his words, and suddenly found the table incredibly interesting. He didn't interrupt me again for the rest of that meeting. That silent stare accomplished more than any words could have. When you use this technique, you're saying without a single word, I see what you're doing, and I'm not playing this game. It's reclaiming your dignity without lifting a finger. 2. Embrace the power of silence. Here's another underrated weapon in your arsenal: complete silence. When someone disrespects you, one of the most powerful responses is no response at all. I know what you're thinking. Silence feels passive, almost like you're letting them get away with it. But here's the truth. Silence is far from passive. It's a deliberate choice, and sometimes it's the boldest answer you can give. When someone throws negativity your way, they're trying to pull you into their drama. But when you don't engage, when you just let their words hang in the air, it forces them to sit alone with their own behavior. And trust me, that silence becomes deafening. People who disrespect others expect a reaction. They're looking for a fight or some kind of validation. But your silence says, I'm not giving you my energy. By not engaging, you maintain control and send a clear message that they're not worth your words. I remember dealing with someone who couldn't resist making little digs disguised as jokes. One day, after a particularly unnecessary comment about my work, instead of explaining myself or firing back, I just looked at him, raised an eyebrow, and said absolutely nothing. I let that awkward silence grow. You know what happened? He mumbled something and moved on. That was the last time he tried that approach with me. My silence starved his disrespect of the attention it craved. When you choose silence, you're choosing yourself. You're saying, I value my peace over your opinion of me. It's not just about controlling the situation. It's about reclaiming your energy. Silence acts as a filter, keeping your peace intact by blocking out others' negativity. Before we continue with the next strategy, if you're finding value in these daily wisdom drops, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. At Motivation Dose, we deliver practical wisdom just like this every single day to help you level up your life. Don't miss out on tomorrow's dose of motivation. Subscribe now. Third, stop explaining your choices. Here's one that's going to hit home for many of you. Stop explaining your choices. Seriously, think about it. How many times have you made a decision only for someone to immediately start questioning you? Why did you do that? Why didn't you go to that event? Why take that job? People seem to think they're entitled to an explanation for everything we do. Here's the honest truth. They're not. Your choices are your own, and you don't owe anyone an explanation for how you live your life. When people question your choices, they're often not looking to understand. They're looking to judge. They want to poke holes, make you doubt yourself, or feel better about their own decisions by making you second-guess yours. When you stop explaining yourself, you reclaim your autonomy and show them that your life isn't up for debate. I remember when I decided to switch careers, moving from a stable position to something I was truly passionate about. But that came with more risk. The moment people found out, the questions started pouring in. Why would you leave a secure job? How are you going to make it work? At first, I'd try to explain everything: my strategy, my reasoning, my plans. But I quickly realized that no matter what I said, it never felt like enough. The more I explained, the more people questioned me. Then one day, I tried something different. When someone asked why I'd leave such a good job, I simply replied, because it was right for me. No details, no justification, just a simple answer. The silence that followed was everything. People didn't know how to respond because I'd taken away their power to question my choices. And eventually, they stopped asking. When you stop justifying your actions, you give yourself permission to live authentically without the weight of others' expectations. Your life doesn't need an audience vote. Not every decision has to be analyzed or approved by others. Next time someone questions your choices, resist the urge to explain. Just say, because I wanted to, or that's what felt right for me. Then let the silence speak. Watch how powerful that simple statement becomes. Create healthy distance. Let's be real. Sometimes the best way to handle people who don't respect you is to just keep your distance. I know it sounds harsh, maybe even a little cold, but here's the hard truth. Not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. If someone's consistently disrespecting you, one of the healthiest moves you can make is to give yourself some space. This isn't about being mean or holding grudges. It's about choosing where and how you spend your limited time and energy. Think of your life as an exclusive club. Not everyone gets VIP access. If someone's constantly crossing your boundaries, making you feel small, or radiating negativity, why would you keep them close? Distance gives you clarity to see things as they truly are, free from the fog of emotional manipulation or guilt. When you keep disrespectful people close, it's like inviting them to an all-you-can-take buffet of your mental and emotional energy. I once had a friend who would always find ways to make snide comments about every choice I made. My career, relationships, even my taste in music. At first, I brushed it off, thinking, that's just how they are. But over time, those small jabs started getting under my skin. I realized I was walking on eggshells around them, always bracing for the next criticism. So I tried a different approach. I didn't make a big announcement or confrontation. I just started limiting my time with them. Instead of weekly meetups, I'd see them once a month. And you know what? I felt lighter, freer. That distance gave me the clarity to see just how toxic that friendship had become. Some people might tell you that keeping your distance is selfish, especially if it's family or longtime friends. It can feel uncomfortable to admit that someone you know well just isn't good for you. But protecting your peace isn't selfish. It's necessary. You're not here to be anyone's emotional punching bag. Sometimes the best way to show someone you've had enough is by simply stepping back. Creating distance is a powerful reminder that you are your own priority. You don't owe anyone access to your mind, time, or emotions. When you put space between yourself and disrespectful people, you're making a statement that your well-being comes first. This distance also gives you the chance to refocus on relationships that genuinely uplift you. The more time you spend with people who respect you, the more confident and fulfilled you'll feel. Fifth, hold your head high. Let's talk about an old-school classic that never goes out of style: holding your head high. Now, I know this might sound like generic advice, but trust me, this one is pure gold when dealing with people who don't respect you. Here's the thing: when someone is disrespectful, they're banking on making you feel small. They want you to doubt yourself, to lower your eyes, to shrink into yourself. But when you stand tall and keep your head high, you're saying without words, "I know exactly who I am, and nothing you say will make me feel less." What's powerful about this is that confidence makes disrespectful people uncomfortable. Why? Because they rely on the idea that their words have the power to influence you, to control you in some way. When you refuse to let their disrespect touch you, when you literally stand taller, you're showing them that they don't have the power to bring you down. You're unbreakable, and people who thrive on disrespect don't know what to do with that. I remember dealing with someone who couldn't resist throwing little insults my way every time we met. You know the type. Always with a smirk, always a joke that feels more like an attack. I used to try and brush it off, but honestly, it affected me. I started dreading being around them. Then one day, I decided I was done feeling small. I showed up with shoulders back, head high, and every time they made one of their comments, I just looked them in the eye, smiled, and carried on as if nothing had happened. And guess what? They started backing off. It was like they could sense their comments weren't reaching me anymore. I was too far above that nonsense. Their power faded. There's something magnetic about holding your head high. It's like a silent force field that says, "I'm untouchable." People who don't respect you often hate seeing you confident. It messes with their worldview. They want to believe they're above you, and when you walk around confidently, it disrupts that narrative. Holding your head high isn't about them, it's about you. It's about living as if you're fully aware of your worth, as if you've got nothing to prove. That's a radical act of self-respect. Self-worth isn't something you earn from others. It's something you claim for yourself. When you hold your head high, you're declaring that no matter what others think or say, you see yourself as valuable, as deserving of respect. The more you practice this, the less the disrespect of others will even register. You'll be too secure in who you are to be bothered by anyone's attempts to knock you down. Next time you feel disrespected, don't react. Instead, take a deep breath, pull your shoulders back, and keep your head high. Look them straight in the eye, as if to say, "I see you, but I'm above this." You'll feel a rush of confidence, a sense of peace that comes from knowing their words hold no power over you. And there you have it. 5 powerful ways to handle people who just don't respect you. Remember, life's too short to spend it bending over backwards for people who can't see your value. You don't need anyone's permission to stand tall, protect your peace, and live life on your terms. People will try to bring you down, test your boundaries, question your choices. That's just the world we live in. But here's the thing. You decide what energy you let in, and you set the standard for how you're treated. If this video hit home for you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Motivation Dose family. Every single day, we drop wisdom that helps you become your strongest, most confident self. Your daily dose of motivation is just one click away. Also, let me know in the comments which of these 5 strategies resonated with you the most. I'd love to hear your story. The best part? The more you focus on your self-respect, the more you'll attract people who see your worth and uplift you instead of dragging you down. It all starts with you owning your power and letting everything else fall into place. So hold your head high, embrace silence when it serves you, and never apologize for walking away from what doesn't serve you. Remember, respect starts with you.